Angry MGTOW here. Today I'm discussing how feminism has killed love between men and women. Feminism has killed the love between men and women. Feminism has destroyed the relationship between men and women. Feminism has destroyed the family and unity that men and women once shared. Once upon a time, men and women worked together because we had to work together for the purpose of survival. And it was through struggling, it was through difficulties that we found balance in our own lives. Women found balance in their lives, and men found purpose in theirs. But feminism basically told women that not only are they equal to men, it's their right to be equal to men. Now understand what I mean by that. Not only are they equal to men, but it's their right to be equal to men. There's a difference in that. You see, they're not talking about the notion of equality. They're talking about the representation of equality. In America, we have had equal opportunity between men and women for a long time now. A long time. Complete equality between men and women has existed for almost 100 years. There were customs, for example, there were times when, in the old days, if a woman wanted to open a checking account, typically she would go with her husband to open a checking account. Because usually it was a man opening an account. It was something a woman just typically didn't do. So naturally a bank would look at it they would look at the act, unless she was a very wealthy woman, they would look at her act as questionable. Because they would think, well, why are you opening a checking account? Where's your disposable income? If you have a husband, then your income is coming from him. Meaning, what is the purpose of opening a separate account? Again, they would look at it from a scrutinous point of view because it was typically something a woman did not do, because a woman back then did not typically have her own disposable income. Now, here's the thing. Again, it didn't prevent a woman from opening an account, and women still opened accounts, women still did whatever they wanted to do. But modern feminism started talking about equal representation. Women must be equally represented in schools and every walk of life. Every walk of life. I saw a picture not too long ago where it showed women entering the men's restroom while men were at the urinal and they were using the women's stall. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if this is equality, though, what about men going into the women's restroom? I remember when I went on vacation many years ago, and I went to Cancun, and I was in a club, and I was looking for the men's line and the women's line, when I noticed that all women were on both lines, and I couldn't figure it out. So I'm like, where's the guy's bathroom? Where's the girl's bathroom? And some girl says to me, oh, this is the line for the guy's bathroom. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I know. Basically, women just started using our bathrooms. And it's funny because a friend of mine did the same thing. The guy's bathroom was like, something happened once in the guy's restroom, there was a line. And there was no line to the women's restroom. That actually happened once, a few years ago. So he used the women's bathroom, and a girl said to him, this is the ladies' bathroom, what are you doing in here? And he turned to her and he said, so when the line is full to the ladies' bathroom, don't you use the guys? And she goes, yeah. And she laughs it off. Because it's absolute hypocrisy. Women want their space, and they also want to invade ours, but they want to protect theirs as well. It's like the very notion of the man cave, where a woman still enters the man cave, but her space, if she has the house is her space, and also if she has an allocated space for herself, she's also even more territorial. You look at divorce settlements, and you look at the fact that when it comes to division of assets, if the man is wealthy, his assets will be divided, and she'll often get more than half. But when it's the other way around, he's lucky if he gets anything out of the divorce. And modern men will mock him for taking money from a woman. There's no equality in any of this today. And it happened because of the hypocrisy of feminism, because it was a man-hating movement to begin with. It was led by a group of narcissistic women who had mental illnesses, were envious of men, and when they didn't get what they want, they literally threw a fit until they did. And now we have the liberal generation, the modern generation, that's so liberal and literally is essentially doing anything and everything they can to attack men, to demonize masculinity, to pretty much tear down society. It's a mental illness. For anyone who says that feminism is not a component, or mental illness is not a component of feminism, they're not paying attention. Feminism for a long time now has literally ripped apart the lives of men. It's also hurt women. It's cost women their ability to get married and start families. It's cost women their childbearing years. It's cost women a lot. Their self-respect, their integrity. It's cost women a ton. And having quality relationships and bonding with another human being, as well as children, which is something that women naturally want to do, nurture children. I remember when I talked to Base Mama, who's another YouTube content creator and an anti-feminist on YouTube, and she talked about the fact that for her, it's an honor to raise children. It's an honor to watch them grow up. She said it's an honor to watch them grow from little people into adults. It's a very special thing for women, especially raising children. Very, very special. You know, I know some people don't want me to go biblical, but it's interesting because in the Bible it actually says that motherhood is would save women, and every girl gets baby rabies at some point. Every girl gets baby rabies. I was talking to a friend on Facebook, and he was talking about the problems he's having with his girlfriend, and they were traveling together. And I said to him, he told me she was like around 30 something. And I said to him, dude, she's going to want to have a baby soon. And he says, yeah, I think that's her problem. And I realized, yeah, she has baby rabies. And he said that, yeah, I'm not going to have kids. We're not having them. And I said, that's not going to work for her. She has baby rabies right now. And this whole thing of you traveling all over the world, and it's not going to work. She's going to end up leaving you and wanting to go back. And he had talked about going back to his country for a little while just to earn some money so he can continue traveling the way he was. But when it came to her, he didn't seem to realize that, you know, he really thought that he could, you know, get it out of her, like her female nature, her nature to want to have children, to have babies was going to just dissipate. And he didn't understand that for women it's different. Motherhood is a very critical aspect for a woman's life, as is fatherhood for a lot of men, but it's not as imperative for men as women. Biologically, women are designed to have children. It's a part of their function as human beings. It's something that they will want and seek out, reproduction, to actually have a baby. And as they lose the capacity, as they lose the ability, as they lose the right to have children, because men are choosing to go their own way. Men are saying, you know what, we're turning our backs. This is too much. It's too much of a risk. It's too much of a hassle. As they lose that, as they lose the connection with men that helped human beings to survive on planet Earth for so long, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them a lot. It's going to cause them to say, wow, something is missing in my life. There's a big empty hole in my heart and I don't know why. And they're going to keep trying to fill that empty hole with materials, with possessions, with anything that they can. But it's not going to work. Because it's human nature to have children. It's human nature to bond with others. It's a part of being a human being. And that is something that women are now losing. It's something that they did to themselves, but it's something that society also did to women. And feminism lied to them. They took, you know, women. I often talk about women and I relate to the fact that in many ways, women are like children. And I'm not saying women are children. But what I'm saying is that women strive to care for children. They strive to have families. They strive for human warmth and compassion and to express compassion. But for a lot of women, that's no longer an option. And many don't know it anymore. I remember seeing this comment from some woman saying that she was 40 something or in her 30s and she was our early 40s and she wasn't going to have children. She wasn't getting married until she was 50. And she was laughing about it. And I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, you are so egotistical because you just don't get it. You don't get it. And what are you going to do? Blame men when you're at this age and you have no more options and it's no longer feasible for you to have children? What do? You blame men because you can't blame yourself. I've already said it that women are going to blame everyone but themselves. They're going to blame feminism. They're going to blame society. They're going to blame men. And eventually, they're just going to they're going to have to realize they have no one else to blame but themselves. But by that point, it's too late. And I don't see us going backwards. I see us going forward more down the rabbit hole because I was talking to Turd Flinging Monkey last night, and for him, it's hard. He really is agreeing with me, but it's hard for him to really fathom that women are in a place where there's almost no return for them. It's almost no return. Sure, there will still be people having children, but the number of children that we're going to have is going down. Our population is actually shrinking, and I constantly am just banging my head on a wall when people don't understand populations very well. Some people say, no, the planet's too overpopulated anyway, and I'm just losing my mind because they don't seem to understand. America is not too overpopulated. America is by far not overpopulated. By far not overpopulated. America is not overpopulated. Europe is not overpopulated. The countries that are typically overpopulated are countries where with lower levels of socioeconomics, lower poverty line. Places like Africa, India, China. Those are the places that typically are overpopulated. Here's the funny thing about China. China has over 1 billion people, and right now they actually ended the one-child policy in China because their population is beginning to gray and shrink. And if they're realizing that one of the reasons why China can produce rapidly, why they can build things so rapidly, is because of the people. But if they don't have enough people, then China's prosperity will start to fade. That's something that we're going to see. And in America, our population is shrinking. The number of whites, blacks, and people in general born in America is shrinking, and it's shrinking fast. It's shrinking fast. That's not a good thing. Native-born Americans are shrinking, and basically the government plans to deal with the issue by using mass immigration. But the people who are immigrating into the country are not high-skilled individuals. They're people who are just coming into the country and they're relying on social welfare programs, which are also vanishing as well. When you go to Japan, when you go to other countries, they want to know what credentials you have. What do you bring to the country? Are you bringing in money? Are you bringing skills? Because you have to have skills. You have to have something to offer. But in America, we have this notion where, just let everyone in. Just let everyone in. It's the American way. We were built by immigrants. We have standards. Those standards help to make the country better. We don't want people from another country just coming here who are unskilled and coming and fleeing from poverty. And basically, we have people who are starving to death in America. And we're trying to bring more people here who have nothing so that we can put them on social welfare programs. And then we can take the taxes from men, because men pay 85% of the taxes, and give those to the immigrants. But on top of it, women are also relying heavily on social welfare programs. This is the reason why we're going to literally have a case where men are saying no more, and we're running out of these programs. And as we run out, women are going to find themselves without options, without the ability to pay for living, because no more Section 8, no more food stamps, no more government side, no more birth control, none of that. It's all going out the window. And I honestly have to say, women have no one to blame but themselves. But I understand that they basically took the bait. They took the bait of feminism, and now there's going to be major repercussions in society. Let me know if you agree that women took the bait for feminism. They took it hook, line, and sinker. And now as a result of that, there's going to be major repercussions to it. They're going to find themselves with fewer options, and men are not going to rescue them this time. Also, I make 3 of these videos per day, so definitely please consider making a donation via Patreon. I recently got my Patreon up and running. You can find a link to Patreon in the YouTube header of my homepage, or also a link to Patreon in the description of this video. And there's all these great things on Patreon now, all these amazing things. You get wallpapers, there's rewards for every different level. You get access to bonus videos that are exclusive to Patreon. You also, if you send me a message on Patreon, I get it virtually instantly. You leave a comment, I see the comment almost instantly. I get notifications for everything on Patreon. So if you ever want to interact with me, Patreon is the best way. And you can become a patron for as little as $5 a month. You can also make pledges to Patreon through PayPal. Please choose Patreon instead of PayPal, because with Patreon it's a pledge. So you'd be pledging $5 a month, or $10 a month, or $30 a month, whatever your budget is. But this helps to ensure I can continue to put out quality content for you guys, because I'm really striving to do the very best. So definitely please consider becoming a Patreon and helping me to continue making this content for you guys. So with that said, don't forget to enable notifications. Channel notifications can be enabled by clicking on the little notification button below any video next to the subscribe button. You just check the box that pops up that says send me all notifications for this channel. Hit save. When you do that, you will always receive a notification whenever I'm live streaming or whenever I put out a new video. If you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. There's been this miserable subscriber bug going around, so people who have been subscribing have been getting unsubscribed. If you enable notifications, you will still get notifications whenever I put out videos, so you don't have to worry about the subscriber issue or getting unsubscribed. So let me know if you agree that men are not going to save women this time, and that feminism destroyed the love between men and women. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you liked the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MGTOW or death. And cheers!